Welcome, welcome. I want to welcome all you to the live stream. Today is the day. And I welcome you all to the live stream. Welcome to day 6. Welcome to day 6. Welcome back. If you've been following this series, today we're talking about what I believe is one of the biggest shifts happening in business right now. Not AI as a tool, but AI as a digital workforce. For years, companies have been asking the one question: how can we do more with less? And in 2026, this year, the answer is changing. We are moving beyond AI assistants that simply answer questions, and businesses are now deploying AI agents that can complete work, collaborate with other agents, make decisions within defined boundaries, and operate 24 hours a day. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's happening right now. And this is a platform that we built to enable businesses to make it happen. So here's why this matters. Over the past couple of years, we've seen major companies that announce thousands of job cuts as they restructure around efficiency, automation. Companies like Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, Google, Salesforce, and others have all reduced headcount, simultaneously investing billions into AI infrastructure and AI-powered products. And now it's important to understand exactly what's happening. AI isn't replacing every employee, what people think. What's happening is that companies are redesigning the way work is getting done, and they're automating repetitive tasks, increasing productivity of smaller teams, and expecting employees to work alongside AI systems and AI infrastructures. Organizations now learn how to build, manage digital workforces today are likely to move much faster than the competition. I want you to remember that. So if you have a business and you learn how to implement an AI workforce, you're going to be light years ahead of your competition, right? Because they will be solely remaining on traditional processes. Think about it. One business has 10 employees. Another business has 10 employees plus 50 AI agents handling customer service, lead gen, research, reporting, scheduling, sales, and in other internal operations, right? Which is a complete game changer. Which business do you think, right, is going to make rapid progress and is going to respond faster? Which business can scale quicker? I want you to think about this. Which business can serve more customers without dramatically increasing costs? And this is one of the biggest areas of transformation in sales. Sales teams are spending enormous amounts of data and time on manual work, prospecting, researching companies, qualifying leads, writing emails, following up CRMs, booking meetings, and preparing proposals, right? So just imagine, right, if you had an AI agent sales force that could do most of it automatically, an AI sales force that researches prospects, finds buying signals, personalizes outreach, follows up consistently, books meetings. Imagine that, updates your CRM, and works all round the clock without forgetting a single follow-up. That's not replacing great salespeople. It's building a great sales infrastructure. And it's giving, how can I say, people a digital workforce that handles repetitive work so they can focus on building relationships and closing deals. Over the past 7 months, we've been doing exactly that. Exactly that. Right? We've been developing an AI sales force, AI agents designed to automate significant parts of the sales process, from lead discovery to lead qualification to personalized outreach to automated workflows. Today, I'm going to show you and give you a look at how some of these agents work. And we will explore how they're designed, what tasks they can perform, and where humans' oversight can still be contributed to the whole AI workforce, specifically focusing around sales. Now, to understand this, you now start to understand deeper of where we're heading towards. It's about preparing for the next generation and evolution of business, right? Because companies that learn how to combine talented people, right, with the capabilities of AI agents won't just become more efficient. They will be moving at the speed of lightning. They'll be able to innovate faster, build better teams, create better customer experiences, complete and scale up fast that before wasn't possible, right? So day 6, let's go, people. Let's explore how the digital workforce looks in 2026, and we shall show you how sales agents that we've been building in our own system for our clients that we're working with are helping bring the future of business today, right? Enough is enough. Enough said. Let's see what's possible. Let me show you what I'm actually talking about. I'm going to introduce you to our sales agents forces, but let me first explain basically our dashboard for those of you who are here for the first time. Right, this is a platform that we built to create AI agents and build a digital workforce, not just digital automations. So let me just go. Actually, let me go to my dashboard just to refresh everything. Right, every day I come into office, I log into my command center. Right, my command center, ask my command center, my chief executive officer, what tasks need to be done. What tasks need to be done, right? What tasks need to be done today, right? And my COO, which stands for Chief Operating Officer, right, already knows my business playbook, right? Already knows all the agents which are on our digital workforce, our digital team. So now it can coordinate all of them. Some people ask me, but what's the difference of having ChatGPT or Claude Cowork, right? Claude Cowork works independently and doesn't have your thorough knowledge of your business. Here, we have an ecosystem of specialized agents working together with a common cause, and we have a chief operating officer what coordinates them, right, to work in harmony with each other. So today, tasks, my COO is literally saying, based on your business playbook, like what I said, our active systems what need attention today. Immediate actions, weekly content production, right? We've got a content system going. Our weekly authority content engine to create missions, right? Review the latest runs. Post YouTube, repurpose our platform, repurpose our content to 20 plus pieces on different platforms. 2, leads flow, right? What's happening in our leads department? 3, our sales pipeline. Check go high level, how many leads come in. This is what we're going to be the emphasis, how many calls are booked, right? Today, we're running a cold, we're running testing like a whole new campaign. We're running cold email campaigns, right? In different niches. I'm going to show you that. But every morning I come here, I log into my CEO and I can start liaising, right? And also I liaise with my team, right? I liaise with my team here. We always liaising. I leave my agents. I can liaise with any one of these agents, right? We can start a dialogue. I can speak to them direct. And this is what I love. I see the agents that are working right now as I speak. Remember, these agents work 24/7. This is the future of work, right? soon we're gonna have like I can have like 2 or 3 companies all running, like 30, 40 agents, each company is running, and they're all responsible. This is the future of work, literally, right? This is the future of the economy which we are moving to. So I really want you to grasp this concept, right? When I first came across this concept, I was blown away, right? So sometimes you're going to see me vibe coding. I want to introduce you to my vibe coding dashboard. I use this platform. Also, I'm going to share my other platform, which we started this project on. Let me just go and double check that first, right? Because I just, we crashed. Let me just. We started the platform on a different platform. So basically, sometimes I split between different platforms that I use, right? Replit was one of them. And let me see if it's up and running. Let me just republish. I want to republish the latest. Yeah, make sure we got the latest, right? Because there's a server infrastructure that we do, right? Really, I like coding from this platform here, right? Because now here, right, this is the difference. So when you use platforms like Lovable, Replit, or any of those, right? It's not sophisticated as this. Here, I have a programming agent, a project manager. Then I got a front dev, then back dev, right? Then a bug fixer, then a tester, then a live project, right? So let me is the ready, and we just launched our MCP ready yesterday. So as I'm talking, you're going to see me vibe coding, building projects live, building agents live as we go, right? So I believe yes, right? See, that's awesome, right? This is a feature I want to talk live, right? So yesterday we launched our first MPC, right? So it's a MCP, and this is where MCP is a protocol where our platform now can go and communicate with any other platform out there, right? Which is so awesome, which is just saying now our MCP platform is ready, right? It can go and communicate with emails, Gmail, Go High Level, all these other platforms. It gives the power extraordinary powers, superpowers, right? So before I literally go into that, right, I want to show you, right, how all our agents work together in a cohesive unit and how it's possible. We actually developed a playbook, right? This is how the playbook works. So in this playbook, right, this is the business brain of our business, right? We document everything here. So all the agents are on the same path and they all draw their information from this one playbook. And every business has to have an industry playbook, how it dominates that industry. It's so important. So here's our business overview, our core objectives, what we do, our revenue model, right? Who we target, this specific business, our IPC, our goals, our buying triggers, our objections, the sales process that we initiate, our ad hooks, our objections for handling clients, etc., sales calls, our SOPs, our knowledge bank, right? So this is so key, right? This is where all the agents, if let me go back to here, all coordinate together, right? And we just come and put on this like button, and now they can start communicating with each other via command center with a chief operating officer, and the whole goal and the direction of the business of where it's going, because it's got that in its playbook, right? So this is just a game changer, right? And we just add channels, but we added connectors, which is our newest evolutionary breakthrough, meaning now we can go and connect with numerous different platforms out there, right? So today focus is around sales, because we was coding our sales agent. Let me just I think it's crashing. I know it's crashing on there. We was coding our sales agent, right? So Let me just see. Yes. So I'm going to just show you our latest agents, what we've been working on. Let me just go to. We have, sometimes we're running campaigns. We have auto dialer campaigns, right? Let me just see. Actually, yeah, we have auto dialer campaigns, and I wanted to show you how some of them work. Let me just see. Let me see. Yeah, let me just actually. Oh no, they're not here. Actually, so I was looking for something, but our auto dialer, this is where we're able to dial calls, right? So this is some campaigns that we've been running, right? Let me just go to our inbound calls, just check what campaigns have been running. This is a campaign we ran for a client. Let me see, it should be running. Yes. So basically, on this campaign, this is a recent campaign, right? It was, I believe it was a cold email campaign, right? No, it wasn't an email, a cold call campaign, right? So basically, where we're calling leads, right? These are the leads, what we're calling basically. And let me go to the call logs, right? So now I can literally show you how. Before, we used to have many issues of how we listen to the sales calls. Now we developed our own sales agent analysis, right? Agent, which analyzes every, etc. Right? So, and it scores the calls. As I said, scores the calls are being scored. So let me look for. I'm going to show you example. Let me go to. This is a new campaign we're testing. Right, let me just see all the calls. So before we used to have so many calls, like this is, I believe, like a few days of calling, right? Over long periods of time, we will have lots of calls, right? But this is how we are actually listening to our sales calls. The agent listens to the calls and stores the conversation, basically, right? And this is where we get the intelligence. Then it rates the call, right? So imagine making like 500 plus calls, right? It's going to be difficult for you to track a call, right? And this is a new campaign, so it's been optimized, right? But here we've got access to every conversational data, right? And the AI scores the data and listens to the phone call and then highlights which one needs to be given to our closer, right? So this is an AI automated system, what we have here. These agents are working 24/7, right? So we have an AI agent, our auto dialer what calls the leads, whether it's coming from a Facebook campaign, whether it's coming from Google, whether it's coming from a cold database, right? And then all of a sudden we have a second agent what actually is listening to the calls, right? So this is the call dashboard for the sales analysis agent, right? So just imagine you have a bunch of leads coming in from Facebook, right? Now you can track them without no human input, right? And then the lead is then passed on over, right? And then we can see the data of what's actually happening, right? In this campaign, no campaign's been booked yet. You know what I'm saying? This is a cold campaign, but when this is where we keep track of all the data without actually listening to the individual phone calls ourselves, right? So this is, I just want to show you what the future of work is looking like, and also how the flow of the sales call, right, is going to be in the future, right? This is all done by AI agents. So imagine we're running a campaign via Facebook. A lead comes in, right, on Facebook lead form. Then the lead is then called up by our AI agent. Then after it's called up, right, then another agent listens to the call transcript, transcribes to see the commercial intent of the call, right? This is how it basically works, right? So you cannot beat a company, right, with this level of efficiency if you're just running Facebook ads alone, or you just got ordinary sales team doing stuff, right? This is for the elitists of elite companies who will compete in the field and will dominate. So also, another thing that we do is that we audit the agents. Actually, we audit the agents. Let me just go into, we audit the agents, right? This is so key. So we don't just create agents, right? We audit them to see their efficiency and their tasks, of what can be done, right? We audit the agents, and then that way we audit the agents. I'm in a meeting. Once we audit the agents can actually start knowing. We can start knowing what is the best way for the agent to operate. So now I'm just gonna go into. See the last agent that we created. Let me just take you there. If there is a technical bug on my platform, I'm gonna go vibe code it, and then you can see literally the process. But I think there was, let me go into audit history. I think there's a bug today, literally. Let me just see. Actually, let me just try and, yeah, because something strange is happening. This is a bug alert. Let me just see. Right, because normally we just come. So you see me live edit and audit on the platform live. Can you check? There must be an error. It's not returning any data, right? So this is how we vibe code, literally, right? We vibe code live just like that, right? As we're building this platform. Sometimes we have bugs. We have bugs that we have to fix, right? I just discovered a bug. Literally, I'm going to show you the previous audits that we have, right? So you see, so basically, here's a previous audit that we did. This is what it should look like. We always run this audit after we've created a live agent, so we can see the proficiency of the agent and we can optimize it, right? Here, like you said, the purpose of the agent, and here's the test functionality, right? This agent scored 90%, right? And it failed on this. What actually happened? So sometimes, this is why, even if you've got Claude and you've got ChatGPT, the efficiency of the platform that we have is so much in depth, right? Because we can audit our own agents, we can improve the efficiency, and also we're in control, right? The agent perceived that the grounds, this is the analysis. So here it passed, right? It passed this test. The guardrails, it passed this test, right? So it failed this test, right? So normally if it fails, right, what we'll go and do, we will just auto fix it here. So that means the QE, this is another agent, the AQ audit agent will go and audit the code to see where it actually failed, right? So then we can like ramp it up again. So I'm going to leave that running, right? So let me see. Let me see. Now it's arguing. So he just said yes. So now it's just checking it, right? And we are, yeah, so we're just fixing that bug. So let me just see what's actually happening. If it's been fixed, it's still fixing it. Let's just wait and see. So this is how basically, right, you're seeing streaming work. Right? Live. So it says it's fixed. So let's go and see. All right. So let's go and run this agent now. Let's be interesting, right? Let me just see. Bear with me. Let's see. Here it says fix, right? So it's going to be interesting. So let's just go back here and see. Right, still failed, right? So there's an issue. So then that means basically there's two facts. When we do it, there's a much deeper fix, right? So I'm going to go audit this agent, and basically we got to actually hard code that issue, right? So I'm going to come back and fix this, right? So also, content is important, right? Content is very important. So now we have built our content agent flow. I'm going to show you right now. We built a new content agent flow. Let me go back to this agent. Because currency, visibility, shall I say, is king. Visibility is king. So you have to be visible in this day and age. Before you could run ads and just close people, but now people need to see 7.5 hours of content of you in order, to trust you, because of the time of where we are at the internet, and to some degree AI, right? There's so much AI content coming up. So just decipher who's real and who not. People want to see like, oh, let me go and learn about this individual. Before we could run ads, and ads can just close people with ease. So let me just go to this new flow that we developed. These are all some of the agents that we have got working. OMG. Actually, while I'm here, let me show you also. This is another agent that we're actually working on, right? Let me see. This is relatively new agent, right? Let me just fill it up with some sample data, right? This helps with the scripts. Yeah, this is a very interesting agent, right? Because sometimes before, even when I used to work, I used to have trouble. Like, it used to be a challenge to do sales scripts, right? And then give it to the sales team. Yeah, I never give it to the sales team. And then I see, oh man, but let's see this. Let me just do this. Right. So here, what's so awesome about this, look at all these different selling method techniques, right? These different method tickets, right? We've got spin. These are all different sales methods, how we develop a sales pitch, right? Right. So let me just choose one of them. I normally like, and these methods have got an explanation, right? So evergreen deal, market energy. Let's just generate this, right? This that's why I said this is a whole nother. So imagine we have this sales, the sales agent what calls and speaks to prospects, inbound to outbounds. Then we have the sales analysis agent what analyzes the calls. Now we have the sales script agent that writes the script, right? And this is not no AI slop. This is detailed. You can see the level of detailing, right? Custom scripts, standard scripts. I'm just gonna go and generate a script and so let's see, right? So this is how we write the scripts, right? These are all the different levels, right? The opening framework, discovery questions, and this is just this one specific. Oh my days! I think there's an issue that we failed. So let me see. Otherwise, then I've got to go and debug it, right? So it'll be nice. Hopefully. Right? So normally it just generates it. That's why I said we're developing Revive coding live. And this is just a very new agent we've developed ourselves, right? Put a lot of research and development into it, right? Like you said, the opening framework of the sales call, the discovery questions, objection handling, offer intelligence, closing framework, sales methodology, role play stimulator, coaching feedbacks, if you want coaching, scorecard, personal persona, right? So in depth, right? I told you, right? You got to build a world-class sales team in order to compete with other people, right? And just imagine one person having like 10 salespeople, right? It's incredible, right? This is all like planned, thought out, deep process, right? Let's just wait. Otherwise, I gotta show you another time. And this is just this one sales method, right? We've got 7 different sales methods. Yeah, we've got 7 different sales methods. This is why it's coded, right? So let's go back, right? This is the future of work, right? In the meantime, while that's happening, let's look at the current circumstances of what's actually happening. What is actually happening in the AI world? Let's see what's actually happening in the AI world, right? So much activities are happening, right? And let me just say, I always analyze artificial intelligence.ai because now we can see the latest models of what's actually happening. Because sometimes, right, for token efficiency, we switch between models, right? We switch between models. This is so important, right? Otherwise, if we're just using the latest models, right? Literally, you could be spending, literally, token efficiency is so key. So If we look at now, right, this is how they're scoring. Artificial intelligence is scoring these top models. Let's take a look. Claude Fable, right, scored 60%. ChatGPT 5.6 Solar, 59%. Kimi K3. This is something that we're going to test, right? Because we can use Kimi K3 for lower activities, right? And I'm going to see, we're going to see we can use it for activities that are not as important, right? Grok. This is Grok 4.5 high. GLM, this is another. This is you can do so much with that, right? So some people don't even know about this model, but it's an awesome model as well, right? So Musk Spark, Gemini, Minimax, DeepSeek, and so on. So a lot of people say, "Oh, why don't I have models?" Right? This is Kimi, right? This is Kimi, right? K3 intelligence, right? Price analysis. Its speed is like 62 point amongst the strongest leading models in intelligence, but somewhat expensive when comparing to other models similar to slower than the average. That's the thing. Sometimes you want to think about how fast is a model to return the responses, right? So it's in development, right? I normally like, right? GLM is amongst the leading intelligence models, but can be very expensive when comparing to other open weight models and sizes, right? Here is what you get. It has 1 million token text context window, right? Which is important, right? So these are other models that we actually experiment and test, right? When we're developing our AI agents for the efficiency, so we can have a moderate use of tokens, which is so important, and be efficient, and the agents be efficient. That's so important to understand. So let's take a look. Let's see. It's still generating a script. I think, let me just see. All right. Let me see. I think we still got, it's still generating. Normally it takes, there might be a little bug on this. So that's something that I have to fix. Yeah, there might be a little bug. Because normally it's normally done in this part. So now you see the vibe, the essence of live vibe coding. I don't want to. Well, that's working on. I'm going to show you our B-roll agent and our sales. So our content script, right? Actually, in the sales process, let's just stick with the sales process for the time being, right? When we're on the sales call, right, our closer, literally, this is what we developed. We developed a revenue calculator, right? Let me just turn this on, right? So when we're on the sales call, this is how we close the client. This is method, right? So we ask them how much revenue is your business losing. It could be any small business, it could be a med spa, a dentist, right? So this is a calculator which we do live on a session. So I'm just going to walk through, right? This is another agent, right? This is our lost revenue calculator agent. I'm just going to role play this, right? So you can see it in action. These figures, I'm on a sales call, ask what type of business they are, already want to know. I'm just going to say a med spa. I say, what's your average value of a customer? I'm just going to say 1,000, right? How many days do you open per week? I'm going to say 6. How many missed calls on average? How many calls does your business miss per day? I'm going to say 10, right? What percentage of 10, how many missed calls would you generate? I'm going to say at least 50%. Out of every 10 generating calls, how many normal will become paying customers? I'm going to say 40%, right? Right. So that means I say client, based on the level of missed calls that you've missed. In a day, you're losing £2,000. In a week, you're losing £12,000. In a month, you're losing £51,000 approximately. In a year, that's £622,000, right? So I'll recommend you, like our AI receptionist, what can help you alleviate that problem, right? Now, this is lost revenue from inquiries without no follow-up. How many new inquiries does your business receive a day? I'm going to say 15, right? I'll say 15. How many of these queries do not receive follow-up? I'll say like 10. What percentage of follow-up inquiries become customer? I'll say like, let me just say be conservative, 30%, right? Right? That means you've lost follow-up revenue. Just imagine, right? It's £3,000 a day. Per week is £8,000. Per month is £77,000. Per year, it's £935,000 in lost revenue, right? So you need our lead AI engagement system, which will help you follow up your leads and close them, right? And cut your loss that you're making in your revenue due to not following up your leads, right? How more easy is it to be compelling to the client, right? Let's look at your lost revenue from not reactivating existing customers. How many customers or leads do you have in a database? I'm just going to say 1,000, right? When was the last time you emailed or texted your database? I'm going to say 3 months ago. What percent of your database does it respond, right? I'm going to say 15%. Out of those, what percentage would you likely buy? I'm going to say, again, I'm going to be conservative, 30%. That means just through database reactivation, not contacting or send an email to your list, right? Your estimation loss is approximately £3,700 a month. That's approximately £45,000 in a year, right? So we recommend a database activation survey, what we can do to help you and achieve your goals and get your clients that are sitting in your database that you're not activating, right? Remember, this is a lost revenue agent, right? We're stacking agents across agents, right? So let's take a look. Leak number 1, your lost revenue report, right? Leak number 1, you missed calls. You're missing £51,000 a month, which is approximately £600,000 a year. Leak number 2, lost revenue follow-up, right? You're losing £77,000, which is almost £935,000 a year. Leak 3, database reactivation, right? You're losing £45,000 annually. This is approximately, right? Your monthly loss is £135,000, right? Your yearly loss is almost 1,600,000, right? Right? Remember, this is a lost revenue agent, right? So this is another agent on top of all the other agents in that stack roster, right? So this is what we recommend you. Now we've got services that we can recommend, and this could be tailored to anything, right? And this is level 1. More times, this agent works for almost services which are like below £2,000 or £3,000. If you bill a client $2,000-3,000, that's what you're going to bill them. But let's look at our deep level, right? This is the full sales audit, right? This is another agent, right? This is a live revenue agent calculator. So remember, so far in the sales process, you've seen the sales agent, the AI dialer, inbound and outbound, what calls agents, our sales call and analysis, what analyzes the calls, right? You've seen, what else is seen? You've seen our revenue loss, our sales script agent, what writes the script, right? Let me just quickly pop over to see if it's done. We'll have to fix the bug. Let's fix the bug. Oh, I'm coming back. This is our sales script agent, right? Look how in depth this is, right? It just took some time. These are discovery questions, right? These are objection handles, right? Look at beautifully it is, right? This is the offer intelligence, right? Closing framework, sales mechanism, coaching feedback, strengths, weaknesses, improved drills, scorecard, call center, discovery depth, problem application. This is when we're listening to the sales team. So this, I want to understand, right? Just imagine, how could you compete with a business, if it's a 1 or 2 man operating business, if they've got these systems in place? A buyer's analysis, hot buttons, very deeply analyzed. A competitor's battle card, follow-up sequences, right? Conversation optimizers, pre-frame guarantee, feedback analysis, right? And now what we're doing now, we are loading the sales calls into the sales script, right? For the coaching feedback, right? And we've got a coaching and feedback agent, right? I want you to think about how the future is being built right now, right? Just imagine. So, and this is only one sales method. This is the neuro emotional persuasion sales method, right? And this was made famous by Jeremy, right? Famous sales influencer online, right? So let's go back. Look at all the quality or quantity of sales agents that we have in this process, right? So this sales agent, if you're using this sales agent, normally you're selling services which are going to cost 7,000 to 20,000 plus, right? So this sales agent positions you in front of the prospect, right? So there are key factors that we look at. Ticket price. If you're a coaching agent, if your ticket price is £5,000, the amount of leads you get a month, right? There's a few data that you need from the client. The show up rate, we just put 50% show up rate, right? This is what we import. We ask the client, what's your show up rate? It's 50%, right? What's your closure rate? It's 40%. These are stuff that the client should know, right? So we just plug them into here, right? This is before working with us. This is after working with us, right? Then also we look at other key metrics, the marketing costs, right? The marketing costs. Let's just put, we put £5,000, right? Sales cost, right? £5,000. Monthly expenses, £30,000. We're looking at key items of artillery in their business, right? And so total profit at the moment is £50,000. It's £20,000, right? So then we just put here, right? Monthly revenue, right? Before, after. So now we just go to, let's just press summarize, right? After we do that, it calculates it, right? And it comes back with a brutal audit, right? So we're saying now we're at another level of positioning. We're saying this is before you work with us, right? Afterwards, now, because of XYZ, we can increase, if your offer price was £5,000, we can increase it to £7,000, right? And based on your response rate of what you're doing, we can increase that response rate from 15% to 28%, right? And these are not numbers which are just chosen. I'm going to show you what this agent awesomely does, right? And also, if your sharp rate was 20%, this is what we're going to do to get to 60%, right? So let's see, right? And it does a detailed report, right? A detailed report. So this audit reveals, this is what we can say live you do this live with the client on the call with this agent, right? The audit reveals significant performance transformation. Monthly profit has doubled from 20% to 40%, driven by a systematic improvement across the entire sales funnel. The business has increased and closed deals from 2% to 8.28% per month, while raising your ticket price by 50%, demonstrating that higher prices compared to improved conversion mechanisms create compounding growth. The data shows clearly the opportunity to scale further as the infrastructure now supports higher volume without proportional expenses, right? This is what we say live to the client. This agent is awesome. We closed a lot of deals with this agent, right? Key wins that we want to look. Closure rate doubled from 40% to 8%. This is an indication substantially improved, because then we go and show them how we're going to do that. what infrastructure systems we're building, right? Show up rate increase from 50% to 60%. There's things that we have to do in order to make that happen, right? Recommendations for next step, specific changes to make in the sales conversions, right? Remember, all the agents are tracking every step of this, right? So we analyze monthly 400 leads, which are here to identify the highest expense. So, right, this is just an example. And sometimes if they have questions, objections, how can we maintain our 80% closure rate if we scale volume? 80% closure rate reflects a better qualification upstream, improves the sale process to maintain it at scale. Focus on lead quality over quantity, implementation, and strict qualification criteria. Bang! Sometimes sales people might struggle, right? You know what I'm saying, with data. But here, it's the agent does all the heavy lifting. All the heavy lifting, right? All the heavy lifting, right? So you just imagine how you cannot close more calls, right? Everything is tracked. Success is the ability to track things and get measured, right? So now we say, so this is the fifth agent, right? The fifth sales agent or the agent in the process, right? I want to show you where the future of work is actually belong. So yeah, we do have agents, we do have AI agents, but the AI agents are lifting and doing the heavy work, and you still have someone closing, right? You still have a closer, but there you get a lot of the heavy lifting work done, right? And these agents just magnify the process and simplify success. So let's see. Let me see. I'm just going to ask if it found the issue with the AI audit. Right, because that's a bug that we've got to fix. Okay, still looking. So that's a deeper issue we have to solve, right? So let's go back. I want to show you, right, what the world is looking like for those companies who adapt a digital workforce. And I like this method of this sales methodology, right? So lastly, I wanted to show you also, this is a new method, what we bought is the continuous loop of improving agents, right? So we improve agents, platform features, right? So that means continuously we're scoring agents, continuously scoring agents. This is the auto evolution, right? Development of agents. So we're continuously tracking to optimize. So let me see, right? I'm gonna run a optimization now. This is actually optimizing everything on the platform, right? And it scores it relatively. So we're always having internal optimization processes, right? And we want to establish a baseline, right? A baseline. Once we've got a baseline, we try to keep all the agents on that baseline. Another awesome thing is we have missions. So now we can team different agents together on a mission, right? And we can create routines. So I believe, let me just go here. We can even speak to mission control, because that's another agent that we can speak to, which is awesome. And mission control liaises with our COO, our Chief Operating Officer. But I wanted to show you, we've got template missions, we've got flowchart missions, If you haven't seen this, let me load. Let me see if I have a sales. Let me see the sales conversion mission, right? So this is what I was telling you, right? So this is a perfect example, right? How we string a mission of agents to work together collectively. So this is a sales script agent, right? This agent is going to connect, actually, let me not connect it there. Let me just trigger a new agent. I can move this anywhere. And this is how I build a mission. And this mission can literally be scheduled at any time, or the CEO, Chief Operating Officer, can schedule any one of these missions, right? This is the future of work. But now when you see that line, I'm connecting the agents to work together, right? People sometimes ask me, how do these agents actually work together? We connect them together by creating a mission. So let me just, from the sales script, right? I'm just gonna look for, the cold calling agent. I'm going to say from the sales scripts generated, it goes to the cold calling agent. From the cold calling agent calls, then it listens to the sales intelligence agent, what analyzes the phone calls, right? It analyzes the phone calls, right? And after analyzing cold calls, it sends the closing rate object, and we measure that. But this example, right, how we create missions for AI agents to work together. Now you tell me how you can beat a workforce working that efficiently, right? It's virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. Then we save it, right? And it becomes a mission. And then from the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, right, can go and execute that mission. Let's go to chat. Right? So let's see. And also, so if we go to, we are in the, let's go to, actually we created the wrong workspace. So this is an example. So if we went to the CEO, now the CEO can start commanding all the agents to work together, right? This is the future of work. I keep on saying this is the future of work. So I want to thank you, all of those of you who have attended this live stream on day 6 to see the future of the economy and working with AI agents and how it can transform your business and your life. Those of you who are interested, right, you can join our waiting list for the next intake. You see the link in the bottom of our stream, and I'll catch you in the next episode tomorrow, day 7. Let me just put up this waiting link list. Literally, this is the waiting list. If you're interested in building an AI